Caught a little break from the rain for the weekend. It was pretty nice. So glad you're with us here at 6 a.m. everyone. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Nadia Rampur. I love the timing of that. It allowed us to see a little sunshine, nicer weather, but things are changing again.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like we're going to get that break right before the weekend this week.
Right. This weekend that we just finished was beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice.
Dry, sunny, a little chilly over the morning hours, but I mean, a typical kind of winter weekend for us. And now we are headed toward another round of wet weather. It doesn't stay dry for too long here in San Diego, and that's some wet weather that is needed, right? So for today, you could see how we are staying dry out there. There are a few very light drizzles coming down off toward the mountain and desert microclimates, but what we are gearing up for is this widespread precipitation that you see from San Francisco all the way down through LA. That yellow and orange especially is what could bring the more moderate to heavy rounds of showers our way. For now, we stay dry. We'll talk about the timing of this storm and how much we're going to see coming up in just a bit.
All right, Evan, thank you very much. Looking forward to hearing about that. And new this morning here, Pedwest back open right now at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. This has been closed for nearly 3 years.
Yeah, this could really help with those hours-long wait times out there. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol live in San Ysidro now with these details. Good morning.
Good morning. That's right. Pedwest is behind me. I've been keeping an eye on to see if there's anyone crossing just yet. But of course, at 6:01, it just opened a minute ago. We should start to see some people crossing through here. Now, as you mentioned, it's been a couple of years since it's been opened. April of 2020 was the last time it actually operated 24 hours a day. But now it's operating at limited hours, 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. That is in what we know for right now. That could change in the near future. Now, in terms of businesses around here, we spoke to one owner of Carolyn Shoe Business. She says that she opened her current location in December of 19, just before the pandemic. And she said it's been hard with this Ped crossing closed because the foot traffic really does make a difference. Take a listen.
It's going to help a lot, to be honest. It's taking too long to cross the border, take 3 to 4 hours sometimes to cross the border. And if you want to come to shop for 1 or 2 things, it's not worth it, to be honest.
So that was Olivia Campos. She's confident this reopening, even with limited hours, will be better for her bottom line, as well as other business makers along the border that have managed to survive through the pandemic. She thinks slowly there is going to be a recovery for businesses, including the Las Americas Outlets, which is located just right on the other side of the crossing. Now, in a statement, Customs and Border Protection said, quote, in an effort to provide additional crossing flexibility and service to our binational communities, we are working to restore our services to pre-pandemic status. And I do want to remind you, pre-pandemic, this was open 24 hours a day, not the limited hours, so we could see some changes there. Keep in mind, you can check out current border wait times both online and through a smartphone app. Of course, we're going to be bringing you live to see how many people are coming through this already. Again, it just opened 3 minutes ago at 6 a.m. here in San Ysidro. So stick with us. We'll bring you the latest. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live.
All right, Dana Marie, we'll see how the traffic goes today. Thank you for that update. New this morning here, a homicide investigation underway right now in East Village. The details are very limited right now. This did happen about 7:30 last night near Imperial Avenue and 17th Street. We did reach out to San Diego Police. They said they'll release more information later on this morning, so we'll be sure to get that over to you.
It has now been 2 years since Chula Vista mother Maya Miliete went missing. Her family held a hike at Mount San Miguel Park in her honor on Saturday, exactly 2 years since Maya was last seen. While many showed up to offer support, Maya's sister says the date brings up painful memories.
Something really bad happened to her, and it brings us back to this weekend.
Maya's husband, 41-year-old Larry Miliete, is in jail awaiting trial on a murder charge in connection with her disappearance. He has a preliminary hearing scheduled for this Wednesday.
And now it has been 3 years since the Iranian government, the Iranian military, shot down flight PS 752. 176 passengers were on board that plane going from Tehran to Ukraine. And yesterday, you see what happened here. People from both the Ukrainian and Iranian communities of San Diego rallied together in Solana Beach. Quite a group that showed up here for this powerful artwork. They gathered around this sand art by a local artist, Tomer. there commemorating the victims. They tell us Iran still has not paid reparations to the victims' families.
No more mullahs for Iran! No more mullahs for Iran! No more mullahs for Iran! No more mullahs for Iran!
Now, of those 176 killed when that plane went down, many of them from Iran, from Ukraine, and various other countries. About 138 of them were eventually traveling to Canada. In the meantime, Iran continues to execute people for protesting. This is all in connection with the several months-long protests happening there. Over this past weekend, Iran's government executed 2 men accused of killing a member of the country's security forces. Now, keep in mind, they don't have a fair trial happening there. One was a karate champion in Iran. The other volunteered as a children's sports coach. The U.S. is condemning these executions. 2 more people are scheduled to be executed there among a group of 14 on the list sentenced to death for protesting. Many protesters right now are gathering outside the prison that they are being held in.
President Biden is in Mexico City today, where he will gather with Mexico's president and Canada's prime minister for a North American Leaders Summit. Yesterday, the president toured the border in El Paso, Texas. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy called the visit a, quote, photo op, tweeting that he would hold the administration, quote, accountable for creating the most dangerous border crisis in American history. Last week, the president announced new legal pathways for citizenship for migrants from Haiti, Cuba, and Nicaragua, while ramping up enforcement at the border. This morning, Governor Gavin Newsom is requesting a presidential emergency declaration to support California's ongoing storm response. Right now, thousands of homes in Sacramento County are in the dark after another powerful storm over the weekend. 12 people across California have been confirmed killed because of the weather since December 31st.
Yeah, you see all the trees that have toppled over cars and houses. And now here at home this morning, the Ocean Beach Pier, it's closed until further notice because of last week's storm and those massive waves. We're told it damaged guardrails on the pier as well as pipes that protect electrical wiring. You see some of that damage. There's no estimate on when the pier will reopen, but repairs are expected to take at least a few weeks. And the boardwalk and beachfront homes in Mission Beach, a lot cleaner this morning. Yeah, many crews were out. You see what they were doing there. This was after all the massive waves caused coastal flooding along the boardwalk. And then, yeah, all that water seeping into many homes and businesses. We showed you the mess live on Friday morning. Well, crews spent the weekend trying to clean it all up, clearing the sand from the boardwalk.
There were times where the boardwalk looked like a river, and just debris was flowing. Chris Groh was out there, and kelp was like up to these businesses' front doors. I mean, crazy stuff we saw.
There were some windows that were broken out there in Pacific Beach. I mean, it was a wild sight. Dana Marie had been telling us how her mom had seen a storm like that in the 80s, and there were people that Chris had talked to who said the same thing. Last time they saw waves like that were in the 80s. So, yes, it was an impactful one. Coastal flood advisory was in effect. High surf warning both in effect. Those have expired now. So we had them for Friday and even Saturday. Surf was still rather high through the morning, but has since started to die down. So we were back to 3 to 6 foot waves out there, sets of 7, still elevated in some spots where you're going to see those 7-footers out there, but nothing compared to the 16 to 20 foot waves that were in the forecast for Friday and even into early Saturday with that high surf. Here's satellite radar imagery as we speak. We're aiming for this next round of showers to arrive about 10 p.m. tonight across the North County coastline and then traveling toward the southeast from there. So right now it's affecting a good portion of San Francisco all the way through LA County. So LA, Ventura County, just preparing right now for all that activity to start up. But we here in San Diego are just getting some light sprinkles over the mountains and deserts. That's just about all we're seeing to start off the day. And we're expecting a dry day. Those clouds are really going to start to intensify late tonight following the sunset. Sunset is at 5 p.m. on the dot. After that, we'll see those clouds start to really reconvene. But for the day, we're expecting plenty of sunshine on hand. Temperatures in the mid-60s, very comfortable out there. And then again, that surf forecast finally bringing us back down to 3 to 6 foot waves, but that risk of rip currents remains high. So tomorrow will be our day of this work week for wet weather. Wednesday through Friday, we'll see those temperatures warm up slightly. We'll see Drier skies prevail, an opportunity for the ground to dry up, but this storm tomorrow could bring us ½ an inch to an inch of accumulating rain, so decent totals for us after today's dry day. Let's take a look at traffic out there, how your drive times are looking. So far, we are doing all right. Green across the screen there on the 5 southbound, the 78 westbound, and the 52 westbound. It'll take you 7 minutes to get from the 125 to the 15 on the 52 westbound. Back to you.